Hello and welcome to Dysfunctional Dialogue. I got with me my brother Jim and our pal Pete Mosca hanging out, having a good time. Let's have some fun, guys.
And it's funny because his brother went the complete opposite
Exactly.
way. He bought a midget so nobody could fit in the
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how many times were the three of us in that baby?
Still did it. Still
Right.
got in
I'm
it.
traveling
Absolutely.
down the road and I'm flirting with disaster.
There you go.
Which is nuts because all three of you guys are tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jimmy was skinny, so he fit right across the back, right in between.
Right across the back like this. Sorry, there goes the whole thing, but yeah.
Yeah. Molly Hatchet.
Molly
We played that
absolutely,
8-track till it was. And by the way, an 8-track was a little thing that used to play music. You would stick it into a contraption. Just
was it an 8-track?
for your younger viewers, John. For your younger viewers.
For your younger viewers. 8-track.
No, that was played a lot. Molly Hatchet. Damn.
Hanging out with Pete and Jim.
Pete and Jim and Joey, who we wish would have been on here tonight.
Yeah.
And
next time,
right?
we're going to do this again, and we're going to do this with Joe.
Yeah. And then, let's not forget that, we were fortunate to have girls who were friends of ours, too. So we had Mary, Stephen's sister, we had Kathy, sister. We had Gina, we had Kim, who was at the recent golf outing, which I missed. I would have loved to have seen her. So, yeah, we had some fun in that regard. We used to camp out in the backyards.
Those same days you're talking about.
Yeah.
There was this one time that me and Steve, we were still young. I mean, you guys were high school age, so putting us at, I don't even know what we would be. I would be like 6th grade, he'd be 4th grade or something, or 5th and 3rd or something.
Yeah.
And we followed you guys up to Linkcrest. And you guys were going up there to drink and have a good time. And that's just one of my earliest memories of you guys partying, going all the way back there. There's no story associated with it, so sorry to bore you.
That was probably like 6th grade for you, because I think that was our biggest time doing that. I think was Pete and my sophomore year in the summer of that year. Yeah. I mean, we did it other times too, but I think that was the most likely time.
Yes.
6th grade would have been the latest, absolutely, because by the time 7th grade, I was already partying and having a good time myself.
Well, I remember you going the first time I ever saw you drunk. So we're hanging out. I think it was Keller's. I don't know, whatever that corner store was.
Barry's at that point, I think.
Barry's. That's what
Barry's
it was.
Pinball Wizards.
Yeah, exactly. He walks in and he is trashed. What were you at? 6th grade, 7th grade? Maybe
it was 7th grade. I was at a party. Yeah, it was not good. And I had gotten blackberry brandy because that was the thing that Jim, like, that was your first drink. Like, Pete's like, bam.
We'll talk about that in a minit. But
that was something I had to do. It had to be blackberry brandy because that was like the initiation into being a slob, I guess.
Absolutely.
and I waited outside, and some guy bought it for me, as people would do back then.
Of course.
And I think about how young looking I looked back then. I talked about another podcast, one I had with Debbie, and I pulled up a picture of how I looked at that time, and I was such a teeny little tiny baby face. Who the hell is buying alcohol for that guy? So I got drunk. I went to this party, and I remember we walked away, and I was, again, Jim, you're right, because I remember bumping into you at Barry's later on.
Mm-hmm.
But sometime along there, stumbling around, I actually pissed in somebody's gas tank.
Oh, fuck.
I know.
Yeah. Listen,
Lord, why?
I don't know why.
Why?
It was the stupidest thing
because
ever.
he had to pee and it was there.
That's why.
Right?
Yeah.
And he didn't want to leave any visible evidence.
I don't feel good about it, Jim. I was 7th grade and drunk. What the hell do you want?
Yeah, listen, he didn't want to do it all over the floor.
Yeah, I was being considerate for the neighborhood. That's right.
There you go.
That's it.
Oh, man, I got to keep you around, Pete, to back me up in these situations. That's awesome.
Listen, there was always a reason. Now, it might not have been the greatest one, but there was one for sure. So, yeah.
So, but with the blackberry brandy, that was tradition for us, Pete and I, because we used to go to St. Anne's, because you wanted to start with St. Anne's. We used to go to the basketball game, 7th and 8th grade, and it was always blackberry brandy and cigars. Yep. Not cigarettes.
Cigars. In what age? What, 8th, 7th, 8th grade?
Here's the funny thing, cigars are so in fashion now and everything else. It was like not in fashion back then at all. No, but we were doing it, and that's what we did.
But just to tweak it a little bit, they were the cigarillos.
Yeah. They were single rows. They weren't the big giant
cigars.
Yeah.
I could
with the little plastic tips.
I could see the pack. They were about this big, and they were blue and white. I think they were Dutch Masters. I think
could very well be.
But, yeah,
but it was literally like every Friday night going to right before the basketball games, and then after the basketball games we go to Gino's, right?
Yeah,
Gino's,
which was basically a hamburger place. So for those who might not know.
Well, again, a little tweak because we're talking 50 plus years ago. Gino's was also chicken because my sister and brother worked there. And on Friday and Saturday nights when they closed, they would always get the leftovers and bring them home.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so the next day. Because it was like a precursor to Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it was right across from the
train station.
There was a pizza place.
No. With the wood. Oh, my God. Lumberyard.
Yeah.
It was the big lumberyard across the way. Remember when it burned down?
Oh my God, that was
amazing.
amazing.
We were on the other side of the highway, and we still felt the heat.
Yep.
It was Glen Rock Lumber.
Right.
Yes.
Yep. Glen Rock.
Yeah,
Lumber.
that blaze was amazing. And going back to Gino's, I remember being there, and I got I don't even know, it was like a bucket of chicken with Macaluso, and I think he had like 4 pieces, and I had 8 pieces.
Yeah.
And with a little kid, woofing this stuff down. I burped up the taste of eggs, no exaggeration, for 3 days. 3 days, like every half hour. Oh,
that's funny.
Worst, man. Yeah, Gino's. Thanks, Gino's.
And again, dudes our age will remember this, but anybody who's not as old as we are, however young you were at that time, you were walking there. So you were walking or riding your bicycle 2 miles or whatever it was to get
everywhere. Wherever it was.
We did that everywhere. We did that. I mean,
absolutely.
We used to do stuff that would get a shot today. We used to do the war games in the people's backyards. You remember?
Yes.
Yep. Oh, all the time we were playing Army. Absolutely.
And the one on
not to mention when we used to camp overnight in your backyard and stuff. Beautiful. And then we get up at and we're just walking around 1-2 in the morning and jumping in people's
pool hopping in the wee hours of the morning. It was awesome.
And I don't think anybody ever came out to say something to us from what I recall.
One time.
I don't recall it anyway.
One time a guy came out. And he knew what was up, but he didn't catch us. But one time he came out.
It was okay, because it's amazing, because we did it all the time. And it wasn't just one pool, it was multiple pools. So the fact that nobody, it amazes me to this day that nobody ever came, what the fuck is going on?
Well, we were quiet.
Come on.
Well, I'm sure they thought that way the next day.
Yeah.
But the one time I remember, because it was like Christmas when we went back there, and that the house must have had a party, and they left their bar out, and there was all this liquor in the bar, and we were like, oh
my God, no way.
Christmas. That was some times for sure.
Yeah, pool hopping was a blast. You're camping out, you're hanging out in the backyard in the tent, whatever like that. Okay, now time to go. You mentioned the war games in the backyard, right? Mm-hmm. Which we always did. The block tag, the war games. I remember playing with you guys. I think it was you two and Joe, I want to say, against me and Steve and one other person. I forget who. It could have been John Harris. I don't even know. And we couldn't find you guys for nothing. We're going around. This went on forever. Now, everyone here, just to be clear, we had a very set rule. Block tag meant it was tag on that block. If you left that block, you were out of bounds. These effers were across the street laughing at us from behind the big bush. We were walking by like, where the fuck are these guys? You suck. I'll never. You've definitely shaped me.
Yeah. Well,
made me a little more suspicious of you.
You're welcome.
And people, yeah,
exactly. You're welcome to realize sometimes people don't follow the rules.
So talking about things that I was just thinking about earlier, what can I talk about? Pete, there's no way that either one of you guys are going to remember this one. And this is not like a big story or whatever, but I remember this flashing back. the three of us, and I think there were some other guys there as well. We were at St. Anne's. It was school time, and I was in like second grade, maybe third grade, and we were over in the back of the parking lot, back where that one building was part of the convent, but it was the one school building, the bigger one there. And we were over there, and Pete goes to me, tie my shoelace. And I'm like, being all innocent and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll be happy to. I'm like, well, he's all the way up there. I'm closer. I'm literally thinking this to myself. I'm like, I'll go do it. And I go down to do it, and Jim's there. He goes, John, get up.
Yeah.
Will you get up? And I'm like, oh, okay, right. Very good, Pete. Got it. Locked in, Pete. Now I know.
Yeah.
I haven't trusted you since.
Another
Pete.
Good lesson.
Haven't trusted you since.
Another good lesson.
You know,
a good lesson.
For the most part, I'm a good man. But,
maybe not a good boy.
But sometimes you got to have fun, right? Sometimes you got to have fun. That's the key.
Back then, I did have a bit of a dick streak.
We've all had our moments, Pete.
You know, to do something like that to you. There's other moments too. But hey, let me share this story with you, which will make you feel better about me asking you to tie my shoes. All right?
Okay.
I'm down in Point Pleasant with Mark Schechterman.
Oh,
so we were
I remember the story.
Now, I was probably 16. He was probably 15. We went down with Mary and Kathy, and I think Gina too. They drove down. So we drove down with them and went to Seaside Heights. Mark's parents were in Point Pleasant. All right. So you know the 10-mile difference about.
Yep.
We're down there. The girls are like, okay, we've had enough. Now, this is about 12:30. Mark goes, all right, have a good night. I'm like, what do you mean have a good night? Aren't we going to get a ride from them, Mark? I mean, he's like, don't worry about it. We'll get a ride. Somebody will give us a ride. Somebody's going back to Point Pleasant. Anyway,
I love it.
You know, fast forward about an hour and a half. It's now, almost 2:00. We're hitchhiking from Seaside to Point Pleasant. I'm walking. I'm just pissed. I'm paying no attention. Some car swerves at Schechterman, and he gives them the finger.
Oh.
We walked another like 500 feet, 700 feet, whatever. This car pulls over. 3 dudes hop out. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Mark's like, I just gave them the finger. I think they're going to try something. I'm like, here we go. So, again, I'm a pacifist. I'm not a fighter. I was like skinny as a bone back then.
Yep.
Anyway, talking about tying your shoelaces, this guy made me get on my knees and kiss his feet.
Kidding.
These dudes are like in their mid-20s. They're big. One guy put a cigarette right in Mark's shirt pocket.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do?
And put it out right in his shirt pocket.
Wow.
We could have got our asses kicked.
Yeah, I'll never forget that because he talked about that story many times.
That's the first time I heard that one. That's terrible.
No,
all right. So it wasn't like I asked you to kiss my feet.
I feel like I was there. That's how.
All I know is I'm so glad
that story was.
I'm so glad karma came back at you, Pete. That's what I'm getting out of that.
It absolutely did, but this is absolutely way after that.
So you mentioned about
so if you want another good, since we're on it and it's on my head because I'll forget.
Yeah.
Another good car story is we all used to throw snowballs, right?
I was just going to go there.
Okay, right. So we all used to throw snowballs, and the cars would stop. We even threw it at cop cars at times because we were brilliant. But anyway, so one time we're at St. Anne's, right? And we're throwing snowballs on cars on Route 4, which is a highway. People are going
crazy.
like 45, 50 miles an hour, whatever. And we're like pegging them with snowballs.
It's just amazing. If I can just stop you for 1 second, how stupid kids are, particularly boys.
Yeah.
I mean, the stupidity. You want to just shake yourself. Like, what are you doing, you moron? You literally could kill somebody. But I'm sorry, please continue.
So we're throwing it, and then eventually a car comes whipping into the parking lot where we were, and I think he came out with a bat or something. Yeah. I think there was a weapon, if I recall correctly. And we were like terrified, like it was a guy. He was like 5-6 years older, I'm guessing. So and he comes out, and we thought we were going to get our ass kicked. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, his sister was with the guy. It was Mary Jo.
Yeah.
No way.
I think that might have been the only thing that saved us.
Yeah, it was the only thing that saved us.
Oh, my God. That's amazing. Yeah. Pete, your sister was there in that vehicle that one of you guys begged?
That we pegged. Yeah.
That we pegged. Not only we pegged, but the car came flying around. He was like ready to do some damage.
Wow. So we would always do that for the chase. We loved the chase, right? You'd want to, you'd hit the car, and you were doing it just strictly. You weren't doing it because you wanted to hurt or damage these people. You did it because you wanted the chase. There was one time I was over by Steve's corner house, and we're launching them, and I got one guy good, and he's like sliding in the snow and the sludge, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go, right? And I take off, I run through his backyard, Pete, I run through yours backyard, I run through the people behind your backyard, catty corner to you. Meanwhile, it's relatively fresh snow, and so the guys follow my tracks.
Right.
So I'm running through, and I run around the corner by Bellevue, and I step back on my tracks, and I jumped in the bush, and he shot by me running through the yards, ran past me, and I jumped out and ran the other way, and I was gone. He didn't catch me.
Yeah.
So you actually did that before the movie?
What movie?
The Shining, right?
Oh, The Shining.
The Shining.
I think they might have got it.
Jack Nicholson's trying to find him, and he's running around, and then he backtracked. And then he just went out, and Nicholson died.
There was another time that Jim and I were doing that, and with all you guys, right? And we hit somebody, and he was chasing us, and this guy meant business. Jim, you probably don't remember this. And we ran into the house, and we threw our pajamas on and pretended that we were in the house the whole time.
That actually sounds familiar.
The guy was knocking on the door. Familiar. He was yelling at our parents and stuff like that. I know they're in here. I know they're in here. I don't know what you're talking about. We're just hanging out.
I can't say exactly, but that sounds very familiar.
And there's another story.
Somewhere in the recesses of his mind, it's there.
Yeah, it's there. It'll come out later on. There's another story. I was particularly young. And I had no business doing any of this stuff, but you guys were all having fun doing this. So I wanted to be part of it. And I picked up a chunk of ice. I remember I was right in front of Joe's house, or you were next door. And I threw it point blank at this vehicle loaded with these young guys from Patterson.
Oh, God.
And they went, and it was either your brother Johnny, Pete, or Big just goes, run. And I ran, and man, I was like Spider-Man running through that backyard. I was hopping fence. I remember getting on top of a garage, jumping, and all this other stuff. And I came around the other side, and these guys are like, don't worry, we got you. And that was the testament to that neighborhood. It spanned great ages, right? We all hung out together at times. No matter what the age was, it was like you were talking to someone straight on, eye to eye. You never felt like you were an underling or you were a boss. You were hanging out in the neighborhood, hanging out with people. And I remember that moment feeling it because camaraderie, because everyone there was like, we got you, John. Just stay here. We got you. It was really nice.
Although I do recall when his brother, I just heard the story though, like his brother threw some kid over the bridge in the Passaic River, right? Does that ring a bell, Pete?
My brother did.
Yes, your brother Johnny got into a fight with some guys in Patterson or something and just threw one of the kids over the bridge or something. Something like that.
Wow.
I want to say I do remember that a little bit. Yeah.
No, that was a story anyway.
Jim, is that the same bridge you were dropping like M80s or quarter sticks off of?
Yes, when the cops came. Yes, exactly. Then we went down to the station.
Oh my gosh.
So do you guys?
Yeah, it was me and the
dysfunctional neighborhood.
Me and the Clauses. It was some random guy who was coming by with his moped.
Yeah.
And this guy actually had weed on him, and so we ended up getting busted because we were in a trestle part underneath the bridge, and we were throwing M80s, and then he came in, and there was no way out, so we had to get down, and then they threw us all in the car, but the Clauses, myself, and there was somebody else there. We all got in the same car, and this other guy who had came in with us, he got thrown. He went into the other car. And then I just remember after that, we're at the station, and the cop had come in, and he's just like, I always check underneath my seats because I guess the guy put. And what was good was we were all in the other car, so he couldn't blame. Unlike us, who blamed it on Pete, he couldn't blame it on us. See, so you learned.
See, you learned. Another learning lesson.
What were the quarter sticks called? It was the M80s, but what were the quarter?
I think it was quarter stick.
No. They had a name.
No. I don't remember.
It wasn't Cherry Bomb. Cherry Bomb was smaller than the M80s.
No, they were smaller.
I'm pretty sure it's something with an S.
I don't recall what they were called. All I do recall is, you want to hear stupidity? This is a stupidity, right? So one time we're all in a car, like packed in like dogs, just like in the car. This was Kathy's car. And we're just driving around and we have M80s on us. Mm-hmm. And one of us, for whatever reason, decides, right, why does M80? So I wrote the M80. I think it dropped on the floor. I'm not kidding you, man. It was nuts.
But,
oh my God.
But got it out.
Well, your hand could have gotten blown off trying to manage that.
Yeah.
Did no one threw himself on a grenade to protect everybody else? No.
No. I think somebody picked it up and threw it up. Yeah, that again, the stupidity goes to show you.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, I remember being
maybe inside a car with at least 5 other people.
Yeah.
I remember being actually a little older, unfortunately, and being in the back of this guy's Lexus. And I was firing bottle rockets out the back window. And one shot right by this guy. I was like, oh, dear, I think I better stop now.
Yeah.
I was getting together with my college buddies. It was a college, and it was a remote area, but just hearing that story flashed that back.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I don't think you were ever at these, Jim, but we used to have fights with the bottle rockets and the what were the ones that shot the
Roman candles?
Thank you. The Roman candle fights. We had them up in Pennsylvania with Sicoli's girlfriend at the time, her wife.
That's
too.
Nuts,
I don't know if he was
dude.
married yet. Oh my gosh, we would just shoot these things at each other.
I've seen videos of that. People doing that, literally having fights with those Roman candles.
Video wasn't around as much. It did start right around when we were juniors and seniors. I think it came more into the lexicon where everybody sort of owned one.
Yeah.
I mean, they were around before that, but you didn't own them. And again, like you said, middle class, lower middle class, whatever you want to call it. We didn't even give a rat's ass about definitions back then. We just lived our life, and that was it. I remember, for crying out loud, eating Jimmy's saltines and peanut butter because he wanted to go out and play in the yard, and I would sit there and get that, and I'd get again another, God rest his soul, Robert Lombardo. Remember, he'd give me his W.
Oh yeah. So I used to always swap with him.
And I would sit there and eat these guys' food because hey man, it's a lot better than what I was getting.
Well, back in the day, I remember there was a few times where they'd come in, they'd deliver like the Drake's cakes and stuff like that. Oh. And once they had Pete go help, and I'm like, what the hell? And he would get rubber bones, whatever the hell they were called, or whatever they were. Funny bones.
Yes.
He'd come in with a package because the guy must have been like, thanks for helping. Yeah.
And you know what my mother would tell me back then?
What's that?
I was allergic to chocolate, so I couldn't eat it.
Oh no!
Yeah,
really?
She was trying to, protect me, I guess, from eating crap all the time.
Your mom was a protector.
Sure.
She was a protector.
Yeah, no doubt.
I was just telling a story about across the street from your house, Pete. There was this giant dirt pile, and me and Steve and a couple other guys, like the Dadicas, maybe. We dug all these holes in it. And we would crawl through and hang out in there and stuff. It was so dangerous and so stupid. And thanks to your mom, who told Johnny, your older brother, to go over there and smash that thing while we weren't in there, of course.
Yeah, well, if you were his brother, he might have did it with you in there. But
that's right. That's
absolutely.
Right. If you were in there.
Yes, they were. Yeah, absolutely. Was that before they built the houses?
Yes.
It was right before. It was as they were about to build the houses.
Yeah. I just remember Joey and Pete being afraid of that. The people who used to live across the street. Was his name Jerry?
Jerry, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that poor guy. Yeah, when you were kids, you didn't know, right?
Yeah, but you didn't know. You didn't know what was wrong with him. So
and it was more here.
Yeah,
he had
exactly.
He was in the chair and he had his keys. And he was always
the keys. Yes, right. Yes.
And he was a real sweet man. And he was just trying to say hello.
Right.
Exactly. Right. That's what I was going to say.
Stupid.
He was probably saying hello to us, and Joey and I would just split every time he was getting pushed because we were.
Yeah, that's so sad.
It's the ignorance that we had back then.
Yeah,
was for the most part it was great because we were ignorant and we just did things and we didn't know about the world around us.
But the lens looking back is tough. Yeah.
But see, I wasn't because I had researched it all prior to that.
So that's right. Of course you did, Jim. Yes. Yeah.
No, you just.
I just was like, he's in a wheelchair, so what are you afraid of?
Jim, you were more oblivious than anyone, and you always have been.
Yeah, like your Subway
I love you, man, and you know it. You know that's the case for you. I'm not ripping on him and saying anything he doesn't already know. He is.
Well, no, I know 100%. There'd be some naked girl hitchhiking down the highway, like, where? What are you talking about? I mean, that's a running joke. Yeah. Meanwhile, you talk about the time in the subway with your friends, and we're walking around by Hoboken.
I come out of the subway. It was all my college buddies. We come out of the subway, and I was further ahead from them, but a few of my college buddies and Jim were behind, and they all come out on top of the stairs, and they were like, "Oh my God, that mugging was crazy! I can't believe that." As they were going up the stairs, someone got mugged, and Jim's like, "What, a mugging? You were right there." They said, "You were right. How did you miss it? They were standing right next to it." It's Mr. Magoo, I'm telling you, in so many ways. God bless him.
It's called focus.
He's brilliant, but he's always in his head. Is the thing.
Yeah,
it's focus.
Well, listen. Some of us are born with common sense. Some of us are born. Some of us are born with street smarts, and then some of us have both. And
some of us have no. Yeah.
Some of us.
I'm sorry, but he should have pointed to me and said, "Someone has to have none of it."